welcome back to the channel. So we are going to be setting up February and my reading journal. Just the beginning pages, like my cover page, my TBR page, challenge page, and I'm doing an extra challenge for myself that I came up with, and I'm going to put it all down here, and then at the end of the month we will go ahead and do all of the spreads for everything that I have read. Some stuff I have already finished, but I will do that again. We'll fill out all of my reading stuff, like goal trackers and everything at the end of February when we do my spreads. So this notebook is 8x8 by Archer and Olive. This is the storybook collection in green. She is already getting a little chunky because I have been adding stuff to it. I printed and cut these myself on sticker paper. I got a clip art from Etsy that I am going to be using. I obviously have my pen. I have 3 Tombos that I thought would match. I have 885, which is a red, 515, which is a blue, and then I thought this golden color kind of, which is 993, would work. I printed out all of my book covers and everything from my HP sprocket, so I have those here. And yeah, so let's just jump right on into it. I do have my phone next to me because I need a couple things off of Storygraph. And this was January. I thought I had, I'll be right back. I do have something else. Alright, sorry about that. I couldn't find it, but that is okay. So what I'm going to do first is I think I'm just going to do my cover page on 1 page this month instead of 2, but I really liked the border. If you hear my daughter, she is fighting her nap, but she is fine. So, oops, here we go. I'm gonna color it in actually. So, how are you guys doing? I'm doing good. I have finished 3 of my TBR for February. I have finished Serpent and Dove, which I did start in January. I finished Lady of Shadows, which is the Alpha Ho book club by Becca and the Books. And then I have finished A Monster Calls. And now I'm listening to One Last Stop, and I'm reading That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. And then I'm reading manga on the side. So there is that. So I'm just gonna kind of color this in. Doesn't really have to be completely nice, because I am gonna cover some of it up with stickers. I found this clip art, like I said, on Etsy, and I thought it would be great because, one, I love Beauty and the Beast retellings. I love any retellings, to be honest. I think they are amazing. but that's just who I am. I love retellings, and I will read and read and read retellings over and over and over again. So I saw this like Beauty and the Beast kind of esque artwork, and I was like, ooh, I gotta have that. So that's where it came into play. It's actually from the same spot. If you watched my January setup, or my January month in review, whatever you want to call it. Let's see here. How do I want to use this? I don't want to use them all because I do want to use some of them at the end of the month for my reading stats page. I did cut these off on my Cricut. Waiting for new blades because I think my blade is kind of going a little bit. But I have a couple castles, but I had this castle, and then I had these like houses with kind of a castle in the background, which I thought was really cool. And I just wanted to kind of make a little bit of a scene here. And then I was gonna take the book and put a book here. And I'm gonna grab this book as well. Put it here. Oops. And then I'm gonna write out, I was going to use my stencils, but I don't know where they are right this second, but I'm going to write out February. I'm working on my handwriting. And then I'm just going to add some stars with the other two colors and dots in a minute. Oops, I smudged a little bit, but that's okay. I don't know if y'all can see it very well, but there's So, and then on this page, I am going to lay out, I'm not going to put a border around it. There we go. I want to put this girl down here. Oops. Some of the stuff is coming off. That's right. And then I do have a smidge of paper. Coming off. There we go. I'm going to put this tea set. And those came off. There we go. So this is where I'm going to put my TBR. And I am going to take my pen. So I'm going to do a little bit of a different border. All right. So the books, actually we'll do that one. And one of these. Okay. So I gotta cut these out. I did print them off of my HP Sprocket. I have DNF'd a couple of books. Not going to lie. I changed my mind about reading It Ends With Us and It Starts With Us, that series by Colleen Hoover. Just because as I was thinking about it, there's just not enough good reviews on that book. And I don't have time to not love a book. So they're going to be getting destashed, obviously. There's a couple Colleen Hoovers that I will keep, but ultimately I don't think I'll like them anyways. So I changed my mind, and what I changed it out with is the deal with the Elf King. I have it on an audiobook, and I already had it, so that's the one I am going to read instead. I tried reading these Violent Delights. Like I said, I'm a big retelling person, but I did not actually like it, so I decided I didn't want to read it. Let me see if I can put them right here. So the first book is Lady of Shadows. That again was a book club book for January and February. I enjoyed it a lot better than the first one. So I'm putting the ones that I carried over first, which is a couple. The next one that I carried over was Serpent and Dove and A Monster Calls. All three of these have been read, actually. Okay, if I cover up a little bit. So far, well, yeah, one DNF, because I hadn't even started with the Colleen Hoover book. So I say that's kind of a win. Now I'm just laying all of my book covers out. I have a monthly subscription, or not a monthly, it's like every 4 months. Amazon will send me refills for my sprocket, and then that's how I print out my like finished diamond painting work. And yeah, we're gonna put you here, as well as my book covers. It's expensive doing it that way, but I actually don't use it very often, so I have a lot to spare. I am listening to One Last Stop, but I'm also reading on my Kindle, That Time I Got Drunk and Saved a Demon. I have started reading Full Metal Alchemist Volume 16. Not very far into it, but I'm reading it. And then I do have a challenge that I'm challenging myself with this week for a video to go up next week for you guys. So I'm gonna we're gonna put it right there. All right, on to the next page. So this next page, I am doing my reading challenge, which is I rolled a dice. I said I want no more, so no less than 4, but no more than 12. So I rolled my 12-sided die, and I got a 6. So I am going to read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yeah. 6 first volumes of some of the manga that I own. And I was lucky enough because the Sin of The Sinnoh Alice is a first volume, so I am killing 2 birds with 1 stone by reading that for this challenge. So there's the 6. These 3 will be used at a later date. I am going to go ahead and throw on a sticker. Come on, there you go. I will probably print out a few more of these at the end of the month, maybe. There we go. So I really don't have a lot. Gonna lay down Castle. And the book. I'll take 2 and put them here. Actually, 1 and put it on this page. So this one I'm going to call the manga Volume 1 Challenge. And this way, it will help me to know if I want to keep on with a series. Because there is no worst thing than reading something and then you're like, I don't really like that. I don't want to buy more of that series. I do have some series that are completely finished that I do own that I haven't read, but they were a good price, so I picked them up second hand. The one series that I am reading that I have all of is Full Metal Alchemist, but I have started reading that last year and I bought the whole series after I finished so many volumes and was like, I gotta finish this. Another series that I am collecting that I have read before is The Way of the House Husband, and I have 1 through 7. The last volume is coming out this year. Alright, so that's how that one is going to go. I need to look at this page. Okay. This page has no book covers on it, but it will have, I'm going to use this guy here. It's just going to have one big sticker. We're just going to put it right here. Okay. There we go. fashion with little obelisks. Go. I am gonna go ahead and put down challenges and book club. So the first one I'm going to put down is my book club. So I'm in the Alpha Ho book club. I am going to flip back. Yeah, I just put book club. Book club. And then I'm going to put dash Alpha Ho, and then I'll put another dash, and it was Lady of Shadows. Next is the year in, just want to make sure I'm spelling it right. A-E-L-D-I-A, year in Aldia. And I chose, we'll do B2 West. The prompt for it was book from the middle left side of shelf. I did have, I do have the omnibuses of Full Metal Alchemist, but I wanted to read Full Metal Alchemist Volume 16 for this one because that's where it landed. And I have not read Alchemist that volume yet. All right. Some of the other challenges that I am doing, TBR knockout. I am actually gonna go ahead and throw that right there. So I have it. I'm gonna make TBR knockout a little bigger. I'm gonna do TBR knockout. And the only reason I'm writing it bigger is because I have, let's see, yeah. I had January's prompts for January that I did not finish, so I'm gonna put January, which the theme was dark. Prompt 1. Was to read a book. Yeah. With a dark word in the title. With a dark word in title, which I chose. I originally chose these Violent Delights, but I actually changed it to Sin O Alice, which is a manga. Prompt 2, I'm going to put here. Prompt, oops, if I can spell right, 2, which was read a book with dark themes, or a dark theme. With a dark theme, which I chose A Monster Calls. Okay, now 4, I gotta pull up my challenges here up on Story Graph. I have finished, I've only finished 1 book, yeah. Okay, so my pick for February was March, and you can go and find that video in my videos. I rolled my 12-sided die for it, which was March, and the prompt is Women's History Month, and the prompt was a strong female lead. And I chose, I'm gonna get rid of that, that's bothering me. I chose Loathe to Love You by Ali Hazelwood. And I picked June. The next one was June. And it is Pride Month. And I picked prompt number 1. So with March, I picked prompt number 2. Put 2 and prompt 1, which was a LGBTQ plus book, and I chose One Last Stop. And then my Buzzword-a-thon, which I don't think I finished either of them. Oh, I finished 1. So I'm gonna put Buzzword-a-thon. And the one for January that I did not finish was July's prompt. And because there's 2 of them, so for the one that I didn't finish, I don't remember if it was the cover or the word-a-thon, but it was title that features punctuation. So I have July prompt. Jeez. Title that features punctuation And I did choose Serpent and Dove for that one. Need to open, come on, there we go. This one. So I'm on Storygraph again. That's right. So I picked 11. So I picked November's prompt, or I rolled for it, which is cover with food or drink on it, which I did choose. I chose that time I saved a demon, and on the front cover, not on this one, but the one that I have, she actually is holding a mug of ale. And then last but not least, the other one I picked. I have one more that I had to do. Finished that one. It was, yes, with. So it had to have, it was 8. So it was August. Prompt. And it was titles containing the word with. And that one I chose Deal with the Elf King. All right. So after this page, I'll go into my reviews, and then after my reviews, I will then go into my stats. So this is how it is gonna turn out. I actually am in love with how it turned out. And I probably should have shifted these over just a tad bit more, but that's okay. And actually I can, while I'm here, I have finished Lady of Shadows, A Monster Calls, and Serpent and Dove. So I have actually finished 3 of these books already. Yeah. So I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.